I'm Earl Ofari Hutchinson, the president of the Los Angeles Urban Policy Roundtable. I'm on site again in South LA in the Firestone area behind me. A major chemical producing plant and user. In this case, solar paneling. All kind of chemicals. We'll get to that in a minute. When you look behind me, the industrial district, commercial district, chemicals are being used. Literally, when you pan, you're only about 1 block away from a major residential area. Primarily African American and Hispanics. This is the area we're talking about. LA County and the EPA, they have done a survey. And as you can see, South LA, parts of the Firestone area, all the way over to the Harbor Freeway. It's one of the poorest, primarily exclusively African American and Hispanic, the poorest of the poor areas of LA County, yet it has the highest rate of toxins in the air, in the groundwater, in water, drinking water. In other words, contamination. Here are the stunning figures on the area. So as you can see, the population, this is 2019, much greater. You can see 99% cleanup need, 92% water contaminants, groundwater, threat, contaminant, in other words, almost 90%. Pollution, almost 100%. So we're talking about one of the poorest of the poor areas, primarily African American, Hispanics, and boom, you've got a situation where people are being poisoned. They even call this, in some of the reports and some of the studies that have been done, they label this, and the LA County, they know this, and the supervisors know it because it's on their website. All the quote-unquote, as you can see, toxic hotspots in LA County right here. I'm looking at one. The plant that's behind me, I won't name it. However, when you look at this particular plant, this is a classic example. This plant has, about 5 different chemicals, but here are 3 of them. Industrial, chemicals emitted. As you can see, fluoropolymers, elastomeric acrylic resins, specialized metal oxides. Bottom line, these coatings are used in the solar panel are high-build chemical systems. It's right here. They have to file an EPA report on the chemicals used, but the point is they use them. So whether they're contained or not, the fact is there's emissions and they're in the air. Once again, we're calling on the LA County Board of Supervisors to establish a task force to investigate, cite, inspect, and, where necessary, enforce vigorously all the rules and regulations, environmental protection from the EPA and the state of California involving chemicals, toxic emissions, and waste. We had a case just the other day on 57th and Compton, about 5 minutes from here, where you had a toxic landfill. And it had been there for not years, but decades. Finally, after decades of poisoning the atmosphere and, needless to say, thousands of residents in the area, the state was mandated to clean it up. But for many, it came too late. All the attendant ills, asthma, cancer, heart, lung, emphysema, in toxic hotspots in Los Angeles County. And the most toxic of all is in South LA, and the most toxic individuals, by that I mean influence and at threat and in danger from toxins, are African Americans and Hispanics in the area. Once again, the LA County Board of Supervisors is called. Establish a task force. Investigate. Look at the chemical exposure, the level of it, the toxic exposure in these plants in proximity to thousands of residents, and take action. I'm Earl Ofari Hutchinson again, on the scene at the location in South LA, a plant that emits a lot of toxins, and plants all around that emit literally thousands and tons of toxins, water and the air, and thousands of people in direct proximity to it are affected by it. Once again, thanks again for joining me.